Welcome to your daily focus for December the 14th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. We have the 14 energy today, and I was recently reading up a little bit on the 14, and in ancient times, the 14 stood for the scribe. Now, the scribe was one who would copy text from one language to another or making a recording of it. And so they were privy to documents that very few eyes will ever see sometimes, many times. And so your imagination, the more that you research, the more that you learn, the more that you take in the experiences and analyze the experiences of your life, so too you become the scribe. And your imagination will bloom. And theory will never be the same for you again. When you find this, you will want to find the true balance and how to bring it into alignment. What is needed and what is not needed for you and you alone. To create the successes, to meet the goals, to celebrate where you are going. So it is about balance still. But it was about your creativity being set on fire and understanding there are so many new ways to look at things and understand. And knowledge comes pouring in. We allow that knowledge to come pouring in. The scribes by writing out the text, us by walking our path. 1 plus 4 is a 5, so it's about creating joy and happiness in our lives, bringing in romance, allowing our creativity to flow. 5 is a very busy energy, so if you've been very busy this year, chances are you are just experiencing the 5 energy at a higher volume than others. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 13. And the 13 is about letting go. The 13 is about moving past things and bringing in new experiences. So we want to bring in new behaviors. So this is the kind of energy where you want to start that 100-day challenge or that 30-day challenge. Nobody ever leaves a 30-day challenge and says, well, that was for nothing. Very rarely does that happen because it helps us meet our goals. We say 30 days, we say 90 days, we say 100 days. And it becomes who we are. So if you don't want to work out, but for the next 30 days, you're going to work out every morning at the gym for a half an hour. And no matter what, you got to meet that commitment. That's the only commitment you got to meet, but you got to meet that one. And after 30 days, you're starting to look forward to going to that gym. You might even try for 45 minutes because it's become a part of your life. So it's inviting in good behaviors. And because we want to invite in good behaviors, we have to let other behaviors go on. Staying up a little later so we could sleep in a little bit longer. Now we have to go to bed earlier so we have that half an hour window before our day starts. So where in your life do you really need to make that 180, that twist? And take away in one area in order to bring in new steps to walk, new goals to meet. And it can be the smallest of goals. You'll be amazed at the smallest of goals turn into the giant goals that we set for ourselves because we start to see with our creative mind. We start to see with our intuition. We start to see with our passion, with our love of what we can actually turn it into. And 1 plus 3 is a 4. So the 4 is about understanding what we need in order to build our foundation, our foundation, in order to build up, in order to go forward, in order to raise ourselves to a new level. By having that strong foundation underneath us. What is missing? Where is it weak? How do we bring in the balance? How do we create the balance? How do we bring things into alignment? 4 is about measuring, putting your ducks in a row, analyzing, researching. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon, I believe by the time most of us wake up, the moon will be in Taurus. So if we were having that restless feeling yesterday, know that today we're a little bit more grounded. And the Taurus energy is very beautiful because it is very earthy. It's about our 5 senses. It's about feeling the earth on our feet, the grass between our toes, so to speak. The snow just left, so the grass out here I don't want in between my toes right now, but on a beautiful summer day perhaps that would be a wonderful thing, or the sand between your toes. Or it's about falling in love again with the fragrances and the bringing in of security. It could be about your finances. Taurus, we tend to look at our finances, our budgets. What are we spending our money on? What are we investing our money in? How can we make it work for us? How can we make it flow to us and through us? We want security. So once again, that 4, that balance. So we slow down a little bit perhaps today. We think things through a little bit more perhaps. We analyze, we see. We have a clear perception of where we are. We smell, we hear, we see. We touch, we feel. Our senses become alive. So pay attention to them. What are they telling you? Do you like that? Do you not like that? Get to know you. Just because everybody else likes lavender doesn't mean that you need lavender. Or whatever it might be, you know? Everybody, you know, it's that one scent that everybody goes, oh, everybody loves that. And it's like, no, I really don't. I don't see what everybody else in the world sees about it. And it's okay to be that way, but it's knowing that about yourself and feeling confident about it. Not a what is wrong with me because I don't like it. They do. Who cares? Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. I think the moon and Saturn later on tonight has a little bit of a tiff. I have a little bit of an argument in the sky. So we'll see where our responsibilities to others might actually hinder our feeling of safety and security. So it clashes with our stability in some way, of maybe an obligation or a responsibility. So maybe we have an obligation or a responsibility to go by and feed the neighbor's cat while they're on vacation or something. But now you're just, you know, that half an hour behind schedule. Once you get home, you're finding yourself going to bed later, and now you can't sleep because you're a little overtired, and it's thrown you out of your routine, and you know, and you see this clash. And don't worry, they're coming back from vacation. It'll be over soon enough, so just deal with it. You said you would, so do it. But it could be anything. It could be where you carpool with people and you think, I could get to work a lot faster, and then on the way home I could do this, that, and the other thing if I didn't carpool with these people maybe 2 times a week. But then how is that going to disrupt? Sometimes you have to think of yourself. Whether it's time, it's energy, resources, and how you're utilizing those things to be a vehicle for you rather than a negative aspect of who you are. Some people are so, you know, so caring and so giving, and they just give all of themselves all the time, and people walk over that. Some of them wipe their feet on the way through. So it's finding the balance and saying, okay, nice to a point, but here I draw the line, and knowing that about yourself. So I don't know who needed to hear all that. And it does tie in with the energy somewhat, but someone's angel. Oh, what's the card at the bottom? Look at that, the Page of Pentacles. Dream the dream. Grow it big, expand it. We're slowing down a little bit today, but we are in that sun, not the sun, the solar, the solar eclipse energy, the new moon energy. It's all about giving birth to, creating, bringing new into your life. And this card tells us to, pardon me, this card tells us to expand it even more. Like this is a coin in our hand. Look at how much we've grown it. So now take your dream and grow it to that extent. And you see the fog in the background? It says you don't need to know how it's going to happen. You just have to dream it right now. You have to own it. You have to embrace it. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, where's your focus? You can't just put a seed in the ground and then walk away. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a plan for the seeds that you are planting now. So if you've just planted a seed, what is the plan going forward? How is that seed going to eventually sprout from the ground and grow and bear fruit and bring in success in your life? Our success is. So where's your focus? And what's your focus going to be? Where has your focus been? How can you realign yourself? Once again, it's about bringing in that true balance for yourself. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is pull it back. Look at it. It's dark. It's foggy. The path splits. Just stop. You want to understand where you want to go before you go. And don't let those horses pull you any way they want. Because it probably won't be the path you like. You need to choose. You need to decide. You need to think. You need to understand why you are going in a certain direction and take control of your own steps. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands does analyze. I always see her as the judge and jury in the decks. You know, she wants to make sure that all the questions have been asked and answered. And only then does she make a decision to go forward. But when she does, the world just lights up. The world goes on fire. I mean, everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to pitch in. Everybody wants to support it in some way. Because she knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's going to work. She's seen it work in her mind. And she has enough information behind her to know that in theory, the 14 energy again, in theory, she's seen it. But now it's the practical doing. And yes, there will be mistakes. But we will overcome because we know the end goal. So this brings in an excitement, a passion, a bubble of hope, of joy. Of wanting to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Of creating the plan. Of maybe asking that last little question that you've been holding back on to really push you forward, to really get the information you need. Okay, let's see what our mantra cards say. Battle of the Blues. Take steps towards positive change. When my kids were young, I was part of a group of parents that had children with autism, and we created like a family group, really. We had events for the parents. We'd bring in speakers and 25 years ago plus, there wasn't a lot of, my son actually was the first child that with autism in that school. It wasn't as well known, definitely. And I would listen to parents tell me what was going on with them, and many horrific stories, and many challenging stories, many chaotic stories. And my first piece of advice was to them that they sometimes had to paint their own rainbow because the world wasn't going to produce it for them. So it was getting to work and creating that little bit of happiness and stability. Learning about it, getting together with us. So, the kids played beautifully together. They just knew each other. They could be in the middle of a conversation and walk away from each other, and neither one went, I can't believe they walked away from me. They'd be fine with that because they just knew. So take steps towards positive change. And sometimes you have to take ownership of your environment and your chaos and your sadness and your grief and your whatever is pulling you down and weighing you down, and saying, okay, enough. So today I'm going to do this step, and this step is going to bring me joy. It might be just playing that one song that picks you up and just singing at the top of your voice. It will raise your energy. Going for a 5-minute brisk walk automatically makes you smile. You can't stop it. You go for a 5-minute brisk walk, you'll find yourself in a smile. It raises your energy. All the chemicals and the synapses are firing in the right directions. Making those connections. And sometimes you have to take ownership of making it happen for yourself, even when it seems like the world is pushing against you. More so when the world is pushing against you. Well, let's see what the book says. So you're feeling sad, you're feeling gloomy, you're feeling inadequate. And you need to first of all recognize it as a temporary situation. Feelings of sadness, of negative thoughts can immobilize you. You are the only one who can change this. So maybe it's a wake-up call to get into action and make changes. Take small steps. Keep moving every day to bring positive change and self-empowerment into your life. Through exercise, study, socialize with like-minded people, listen to music, talk about your feelings with a trusted friend or family. Know that the magic of the universe and the angels are there to support and guide you. Gather your courage and rise to meet your challenges. The mantra is, I can take small steps every day to make positive changes in my life for happiness and fulfillment. I've got this. But today you can say, I've got this. Oh my gosh, I'm on a peanut kick. And almonds and walnuts and but I shouldn't, because the little crumbs get caught here, and then I sound like Dylan with a bone. Oh goodness. Okay, we'll get the animals out here. I should edit, right? I should cut that out, but I don't edit, so we'll do a reel of Tilly'S bloopers one day. You've seen them all already. Oh, no, too many flipped there. Well, I'm going to cut it. I just won't cut. I won't look. Oh, so we didn't get one that was flipped. Okay. Oh, look at this. Because the Pegasus wanted to come out and say soar. Fly. Where is our book? I'm all over the place now. The Pegasus. Soar. Small things, release, and leap. The higher we soar, the smaller we seem to those who cannot fly. If you've chosen Pegasus, well, we have, here we are. This is a time for you to soar, to take charge of your creations, release the shackles from your spirit and soul. And no, it won't be easy. It takes time. It takes patience with yourself. And I believe in you. It's time to dream big. Next time you're in a hurry or in your own world and receive an interruption, know that sometimes it may be heaven sent. So many people withdraw into themselves and pull up walls. The hurt from the past makes it easy to do. It's easy to smile or compliment a stranger, ask an elderly neighbor if you can pick something up for them at the store, maybe even surprising someone with an ice cream cone. And you don't need wings to be an angel or a Pegasus. Just have the mindset of one. So it's time to soar. And sometimes we can soar just by doing the smallest deed for other people, helping somebody else out. You know, do the dash and run. You know, go to the grocery store, buy a thing of muffins, and just ring the doorbell and run away, and they'll find the muffins there. Put it on a fancy plate. They're going to see you throw some flour in your face, but anyways, today is a strong energy day, which we can either do or not do what the energy is asking us to do. We have free will. So this might not be the easiest of days, but we will be a little bit more pulled back and a little bit less ready to just jump into something. It's about seeing the goal, growing it bigger, growing the dream gigantic, not knowing all the details. And then asking the questions, finding the information in order for you to make that dream a reality. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.